This, my friends, is Roseport, a cafe set in a greenhouse made by the user, once again I cannot pronounce that. When you arrive with the boat and walk through the big iron gates, to your left and right there are a beautiful garden and the outside tables. Straight ahead you enter the greenhouse where you can find a counter, more tables, flowers, and a little area in the back nicely decorated and ideal to simply relax. My guest today is my friend Kali, who some of you might remember from the first Idiots in VR Getting Coffee, where we specifically talked about Pride Month. Ever since then, the series has evolved into being more focused on the guests themselves, which is why I invited Kali to join me for a cup of coffee once again. Kali is a creator, artist and furry who likes all things peaceful and nice, and his YouTube channel focuses on making religion and other alike topics understandable for younger generations. In the German language though. Thus I deemed this sunny and beautiful flower cafe the perfect spot for this talk. Hello there, it is I, Reincarnator, and this is Idiots in VR Getting Coffee. Hello Kali and welcome to Idiots in VR Getting Coffee, where Idiots in VR get coffee. Thank you for being here today with us again.
It's a pleasure for me to be here.
Yeah, you might remember it guys, Kali was here and I actually did an entire introduction, so I'm not gonna tell everything again. It's just that this time we're gonna focus on Kali and not on the prestigious pretense of a month.
Pride Month, yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Alright, so, hold on. Next to me, right here, I have a phone on which there are some topics. And the topics are the overall things that we're gonna talk about, but whatever happens between that is, as always, complete up improvisation. We don't know what's gonna happen, and so on. So, let me start off with the first question that I have for you, which is the same as always for every guest. How did you get into VR chat?
Well, because of you. You once watched a video about, I think, Vic, which is a German YouTuber most people might not know. And afterwards, you decided to go to VR chat, and then you decided to show me.
Was it Vic?
Beautiful. I think so. And afterwards, you decided to show me a snowy mountaintop, and I was amazed. However, it was not until 2 weeks later when I found out that you could be actually anything in VR chat, including a furry, and I was so amused about it, about the different worlds and about everything, and I decided, yeah, I'm going to stay here because I can be whatever I want. And everybody can be whatever they want. And it's for free.
Yeah.
And that's basically
Download VR chat, link in the description. Anyway, I can't remember that I put you in here. I can't remember whether it was Vic that I watched in VR chat. I can't remember that. I actually do not know anymore. Perhaps you're right, but I have forgotten. I definitely saw it on a YouTuber, but I forgot which one it was. You say it's Vic, but I can't remember Vic ever doing anything with VR or VR chat. It's interesting. Maybe I should check that out later after this video. I'm gonna check if Vic has a video about VR chat. You're sitting very crouched right now, so your necklace isn't showing.
Oh, Nuri.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's better. All right. So this is a question which I usually ask people a little bit later, but I'm gonna ask it now because I'm gonna ask it now. LOL. The next question, the next topic is, what are you doing at the moment in VR chat? Like, what are you doing when you get online?
Many different things. Sometimes it happens for me to be a mirror dweller because all of my friends sit there in front of mirrors, especially furries.
Yeah.
And if I want to talk to them, then I'm almost persuaded to activate the mirror as well.
Yeah, well, just sitting there is annoying, or like boring, you know. Like if there's a mirror, you might as well activate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not boring if you think it's something interesting to talk about with your friends.
Yeah.
But besides, I love playing strategic games like chess here, or Murder or Prison Escape as well. But Prison Escape might be one of my favorite games. Yeah, sometimes I also record if I want to for my YouTube channel.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that later.
And I actually I do not discover worlds very often because I rely on you more likely. And I mean, there are worlds that I like, but just roaming around and trying to find different worlds, that's just not my intention, not my real stuff.
That's what I love to do the most. Like on the weekend, I'm very often occupied with events of communities I'm in. But during the week, when I have time, I always like to jump through the worlds. Sometimes worlds I already know, and sometimes worlds which I do not know. And your right arm is killing itself right now. But yeah, I like to explore worlds and meet people, and very often even never meeting them again. Like I just meet them, talk with them, and then I leave, and that's it. No, you're not obliged to befriend everyone who you meet. That's the cool thing about VR chat. You know for a fact that you most likely will never see them again. It gives you a little bit of freedom, in my opinion. All right. The next topic which I have in here is that something I said in the introduction for you. You are an artist, in my book at least. You are a person who likes to draw. So tell me, how did you get into drawing? What was the first thing you ever drew, and how did you decide that that's like something that you like to do?
When I was in kindergarten, I actually liked drawing a lot, and my mother wanted me to go to or to attend an English class at school, at the primary school. But since it was already full, so they did not have any free spaces anymore, and she decided, well, if he likes to draw, then I will enroll him into a school with a artist sector.
Okay, art program.
And that's why and that's why I was more in the creative part. And then in gymnasium, or at the secondary school, I decided to draw a little bit more, but only when I was 17 or 18, when I somehow decided to draw a little girl walking down a reflective lake. I don't know if you know this picture, but we might just
I think I might have seen it. Also, you have your ear grab right now.
Let's just put a picture of it right here.
Okay, here it is, guys. Ew, what the fuck is that?
And
I'm just kidding.
And my neighbor said, "Hey, I like that. That's cool." And then I decided to draw a tree and another tree, and for some reason I decided to draw animals as well, because I think animals are more interesting to draw than human beings. So the fur community was also about to come into my mind.
Would you say that was your first contact with the furry community?
Actually, yes. When I first drew Kali back in 2017, I think, or 18.
Just so you know, guys, back in the day, Kali was just the concept of this character here, which he now impersonates. So, yeah.
And when I decided to draw him, then, well, it all started. And my neighbors told me, hey, draw me a picture. And, well, they basically hired me to draw pictures for them, or to paint. And so I couldn't help myself but paint for my neighbors. And I still get a lot of requests today.
I actually have on my wall, I'm gonna put a picture in here, guys. That's a picture of a story of mine. I once made like a story about a supernatural detective agency, and Kali was drawing this detective agency for me on that picture. It's pretty cool. And then we rebuilt it in Minecraft. It smells so good. The next topic / question is, what do you enjoy drawing the most? Like, what do you like drawing the most at the moment? Oh, fuck.
That's a good question.
I know,
Something
it
that
was
I
this
have
one of mine.
not done yet, and I would like to paint animals, not draw them on sketch paper, but to paint them with real oil painting colors.
Kali, 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 Kali. Yeah, this is, by the way, this is what happens when I time out. I'm gonna wait inside. I have returned. I timed out. That's why the camera now is different for some reason. It doesn't stay where it's supposed to stay. Anyway, back on the topic, which is the next topic, and that was this one. Do you have a process when drawing? Like, do you have a process which you go through when you decide to draw something, and then you decide, first I'm gonna start like this, and then I'm gonna add that and that and that?
Surely. First of all, I tend to just sketch it on paper, maybe. And afterwards, I put it on the big wall, especially when I'm painting something which costs a lot of time. And I'm doing that by using a pencil as well. And after that, I just paint it over the shapes of the pencil that I've drawn earlier. And afterwards, when I'm done with this, I try to colorize it with shading and lightening, just to give it more like a deep feeling.
Yeah, I see.
And when I'm done with that, I add the animals or human beings. Because my last picture was a picture of Santorin, which is a city in Greece. And the last thing that I drew was a donkey eating a flower. And, well, this sometimes gives a picture, can you call it?
The final
more living. Yeah.
The final touch.
It's
Yeah,
like
now I got it.
top.
The cherry on top, exactly.
Cherry on top of this pancake here. I mean, cupcake. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, and that's my process.
The next topic is, because I'm pretty sure that many people will ask this or are interested in that when they see you, how did you decide to become a furry? When was that, when did that happen?
It was a long process, and there was no point where I specifically defined myself as a furry, so it was a fluent, over years lasting process. When I decided to draw Kali, I just thought that he would be an interesting character for like comics or a manga. And then I watched some furry videos where people drew and dressed like furries. And that's when I decided, hey, I want to have something like this as well. I want to have that costume with Kali. And then I started searching because, fursuits are not cheap.
Yeah, they're expensive.
They're not cheap at all. And well, then I found someone from China who showed, or somehow, I think it was stolen, who stole a picture of a real furry in the United States. And he proclaimed that he would build this fursuit for $400 shipping included. The eyes were not right. The entire face was, I don't know,
Contoured.
it just looked wrong.
It was weird, like, so
yeah,
like, we can
just-
safely determine that this was karma for you
Yeah.
trying to buy something like that.
Yeah, but however, there was a good thing about it because I still had the feet and my body, which I'm using until now because I'm more merely satisfied with that. And I only had to buy another head and another paw. I mean, the paws.
Mm-hmm.
And then I texted someone in England
Yeah, the
who
UK.
decided to. Yeah, and she was able to craft fursuits with a high quality,
Your nose.
an acceptable price, and with no time, waiting time. So combining all three of these factors is extremely hard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
There we go.
thanks. And yeah, basically that's what I'm using until now. And since then,
Here between
can
us, you
finally-
can see a scene of Carly dancing in his fursuit.
yeah.
The last topic which I have written down is something that we have teased on in the beginning of the video, which is your channel. Your channel deals with religion and especially how to bring religion closer to people who are younger, like teenagers and people like that. And also tries to make it easier to understand for people in general. So I want to talk a little bit about that, what you do on your channel and what your how do you pick out topics and stuff like that, and how do you relay them in your videos? Because you have a German YouTube channel, and many people who watch this video will most likely not be able to understand stuff. So it would be good if you could it would be cool if you would explain it here.
Okay, on my religious channel, I'm trying to use my conservative point of view, and I try to combine it with being a furry, which is basically something iconic, so nobody actually does that. You might only find furries which are very liberal, or the opposite of conservative. And on the other side, there are some conservative people who would never dress up like a furry.
Yeah.
And the combination of this, something totally new. And I think Jesus' words are more than just something written down in a book. You can be whatever you want and you want to feel to be, and you can still believe in the Son of God. So
Yeah.
as long as I
the
my
way I
work,
always
yeah.
looked at your channel was that you were trying to show that that you were trying to show you want how do I say this now? That you were trying to show you can believe in God and all these things and stuff, but you should not believe in everything that the church has told you. Basically, that is how I live. I do not believe in God per se. I believe there is something out there like watching over us, but in my opinion, it is by far not what the church says it is today. Like with all these rules of you cannot be homosexual, you cannot have fun and stuff like that. These things are all things that I
the
just
Bible never says that.
yeah, exactly. But
I mean,
the church
as
says it.
being, not having fun.
Oh yeah.
So there is a difference between what the Bible says and what the church says. I mean,
In
I
my
think
opinion, yes, there is.
nowhere in the Bible it says that you can't have fun.
Yeah, if you actually,
party.
yeah, that's my point. That's my point. If you actually read the Bible, and relay it like you do, then you understand. If you actually like work with the Bible and not just listen to what others say it says, then you actually realize that what most people say about it is bullshit, and that the Bible says something completely different actually. So yeah. With that was my last topic. So now comes the part where I ask you, do you want any links in the video description below the table?
Oh, well, just give them the opportunity to take a look at my channel and that's it.
Very well. Guys, look at the video description. You can find Kali's channel there. It may be in German, but it is still interesting to look at. Take a look at it. Perhaps you even understand German and can watch the videos, and if not, then fucking learn German. Just kidding. With that, Kali, I thank you very much for being at Idiots in VR Getting Coffee, where idiots in VR have gotten coffee. And
it was a pleasure for me.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure for me too. So let's just go for one last.
Okay. Okay, there.
There we go. Cheers.
Okay.
あなたの声が道しるべ一羽の鳥が鳴いている名前のない空に私を探して優しさで編み続けたゆりかごで明日へ行こう晴れの日も雨の日にもあなたを守るためにかけがえのない宝物名前のない花を静かにね